Hi friends, my name is Bhavya Mangla. I'm IATF qualified auditor doing audit for the automotive sector for the last 19 years. I'm again back with a very interesting topic, and today I'm going to talk about the key difference between VA and VE, value analysis and value engineering. And by the time this video will end, you'll understand what exactly is the meaning of VA, what is the meaning of VE, what is the key interrelationship between value and cost, and what are the key differences between value analysis and value engineering. Well, if you look into our day-to-day life, we are always doing something with respect to the cost reduction. As simple as that, we know that when we are planning to go for a vacation, we know that if it's a peak time, then the flight tickets will be very high, the hotel charges will be very high. So maybe we may plan a little bit before and after that so that we can get the low cost. Or maybe as simple as that, when we go to buy some vegetables in the market, generally we go sometime late in the evening because we know that at that time the cost will be little less and we can get the more value out of the same thing. Something similar I am also doing it. Very near to my office there is a bakery shop. Exactly at 8 p.m. they reduce the cost of all the cakes and other things almost by 50%. So I look forward for 8 p.m. so that at that time I can go and purchase that because it's value for money. Everything is same, but the cost is low. When we talk about the industrial scenario, it's very important phenomenon, especially in these times where the cost pressure is extremely high. The client is looking for very high quality of product, very high productivity, very high delivery, low rejections or no rejections, and still getting the lowest cost. How it is possible? So at that time, VA and VE they come into picture. And if you see into majority of the purchase orders, which especially the automotive sectors are signing, every year they're asking for a cost reduction of 1% or 2%. From where all these reductions will come? So at that time, the different techniques like lean, kaizen, quality circle, TQM, TPM, all come into practice. And their whole objective is that what we can do so that we can reduce the cost and we can make sure that the quality is there and we can optimize everything. So when we talk about VA, that is value analysis. So in a simple term, when we talk about value analysis, it is concerned with existing products and processes. And primarily it involves the current products and processes. We need to analyze them, evolve by using a cross-functional team to see that how we can reduce the cost, improve the product performance, and what more we can do. And primarily the intent is that by a systematic way of looking into 4M, man, machine, material, and method, we can see that what improvement we can do on that. Say for example, let's take a very simple example. A company is making wall clocks, but their sale is not very high and they are seeing that why it is not happening. So maybe after doing an analysis, they realize that they are giving many different features in a watch. But there are two key factors which any user like me is looking into a wall clock. The first feature is it should give the right time, and the second thing is it should add to the aesthetics of the room so that the value enhances. Now, apart from that, there may be many other frills and thrills that we may be putting in a wall clock, which customer may not be valuing it. So by the help of value analysis, we can identify all those things which are necessary and which are not necessary. So by removing them, we can increase the value of the product and we can have a cost optimization. We can reduce the cost so that it becomes valuable for the market. Talking now about value engineering. So primarily when we talk about value engineering, here the intent is that we are talking about new products. It is applied during new product development process and the focus is on reducing cost, how we can improve the function of the both by using a teamwork. And again here the same thing is there. We are using 4M approach wherein we are looking at the man, machine, material and method, and we may be looking into many different things to see that what can be done here. Taking an example, say for example in an assembly process. Now there are different kind of screws that we are using. It can be M3, M4, M5 and it goes up to M10. Now for each type of screw we are using different width, different inventory, different suppliers and different traceability and identification process. But if we can analyze and see that if we can standardize certain thing instead of having 5 or 6 or 7 different kind of screws, can we have only 2 types of screws, say maybe M6 and M8, which can serve the entire purpose. By doing so, we can add value to the product, and certainly we can reduce the inventory, the number of suppliers, and so many different things which we can take care. Now here there's a very interesting concept, that how to know that how much cost to be reduced, because it should not happen that because we are on the spree of reducing the cost, we also play with the quality of the product. That should not happen. So this is a very interesting concept which talks about the relationship between value and the cost that is there. So if you look into the graph, you will find there are 4 different boxes. The first box is talking about low cost and low value. The second is talking about high cost and low value. The third is talking about high cost and high value. And the fourth one, which is in the red or pink color, is talking about low cost and high value. So we just need to see that what should be the relationship between quality and cost, so that we can give low cost but high value. If you look into another graph which is talking about the relationship between the quality and the cost, if you see the blue curve or blue line, you will find that till a certain time, starting from low quality, then medium quality, then high quality, you will find that is the optimal point with respect to the cost. But after that, even if we give a good quality, if you see the difference between high quality and very high quality is very less, but if you see the cost, it is increasing double and triple. So it's very important to have a trade-off between quality and the cost. And something similar is with respect to our routine life, wherein again you can see another graph where we are talking about the cost that a company or maybe a country is incurring, and with respect to the quality of life. So if you see, if we go up to Z, so that is the most optimum level. If we are giving more, say X, so we are inefficient because we are spending more money, but it is not adding to that value. But if we keep up to Z, that is the best place wherein we can give a good quality of life with a certain amount of money. But if we even go beyond, say B, C, and D, certainly we can add a lot of quality improvement in the life, but the cost is humongous, which is practically not possible or viable for any company to ensure. Now, talking about some of the key difference between the value analysis and value engineering. When we talk about value analysis, primarily we are talking about the cost reduction for the existing product for enhancing its worth. But when we talk about value engineering, we are talking about something which we are doing during the development process. In a way, we can say that value analysis is a remedial process which we are doing it after something has been developed. But when we talk about value engineering, it's a preventive process. At the time of new development, we are doing something. When we talk about value analysis, primarily it is more with respect to, say, using of some alternate material like forging instead of machining after the product is introduced. But when we talk about value engineering, it is a design stage as stated earlier. Say, for example, using high tensile and high impact strength CRC sheet with a low thickness rather than high thickness, so that we can reduce the weight of the vehicle and we can also reduce the cost. In general, when we talk about value analysis, the objective is to optimize the commercial output. But when we talk about value engineering, it's about how we can better the engineering result which is there. In a way, we can say that in value analysis, we are talking about elimination of unnecessary cost or some non-value added. For example, maybe because of a customer complaint, we may be having 200% inspection. That is making sure that there is no customer complaint, but at what cost? That again is very important to look into it. Something similar is with respect to the value engineering also, wherein when we are designing a vehicle, now we know that, say, in context of India, the vehicle life is 15 years. If we talk about diesel vehicle, the vehicle life is 10 years. Now, while designing, we need to make sure that we should not add that much value that maybe the life is 20 years, but that is actually not required, because as per the government law, it is 10 years or 15 years. And lastly, when we talk about value analysis, primarily we are talking about something which can have a direct impact on the cost reduction. While when we talk about value engineering, it's more likely to improve the overall performance and the customer value. So in short, if I talk about value analysis, it's primarily when the product is in manufacturing stage after the development, and we need to see what reduction that we can do, keeping in the cost and the quality same. When we talk about value engineering, here the intent is that during the development stage, what we can do in the product and process so that we can optimize the cost and give the best value to the customer. My next video will be something similar in this series with respect to the differences. And there I'm going to talk about the key difference between trade-off curve and trade-off design. Regularly, I'm getting a lot of feedback from your side and they're helping me to understand your expectations. So please do continue that. And in case you're liking these kind of videos and blogs, you can always share with your friends and colleagues, and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, bhavyamangla.com. And in case you want to understand a little bit more about this particular video, you can find a link below. If you click that, you'll find a blog there, and there you will find this information in much more detail. Thank you.